guys, I'm Nancy Karina, and we are back with another episode of Pink Lemonade. This is a podcast where you'll hear relatable ass conversations with relatable ass people. I'm actually really excited about this guest because this is going to be titled A Happy Ending for a New Beginning, and I feel like we are going to talk about some good stuff that I feel like a lot of people can relate to. And we have Nancy.
Hi, my name is Nancy, and I am the creator of Sacred Ocean Waters.
Yes. Love that. Actually, explain what Sacred Ocean Waters is.
Okay, so Sacred Ocean Waters for me is one of my first creations that I took very serious. I went ahead and created a business out of it. It was very spontaneous. I'm a very spontaneous person, so all of my friends had no idea.
It just came out the woodworks with something. That's awesome.
Yeah, and to me, I made earrings for people to use them as tools of self-healing and self-love, because the main thing was crystals in them. So I really wanted to present crystals even to people who don't believe in the metaphysical parts of it.
That's awesome, because at one point I did not believe in crystals. And I understand that shit for the life of me. I was like, a crystal? What? But my mom has crystals, and she believes in all of that stuff. And I got really into it as well. I have a few crystals of my own, and sage and palo santo and all of that stuff. And when I saw you and you reached out to me, and Jasmine was telling me about you, I was like, oh my God, that's awesome, because you put crystals in your earrings.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. And fun fact about my girl Nancy, Janae Nico is rocking her earrings, you guys, which is awesome. How did you feel about that, by the way?
I was really stoked. Everything was really spontaneous from Sacred Ocean Waters. At the time, I was an intern for a clothing company in LA, and at that same time, I got so inspired to start my own business, because if I'm helping someone with their business, why not put that energy in myself too?
Absolutely, love that.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna make like earrings, you know? And I personally love to wear really big earrings, and that's just my main statement.
Yes. And
I started making earrings, and within 2 weeks of working with this girl, she offered me an opportunity to send Janae Aiko some earrings.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because Janae Aiko is her customer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh my God. And like when good things happen, it's kind of like a sign that you're in the right path.
Yeah, of course. Keep going and, push the limit. Like, I love that. When Jasmine had told me the day we filmed, I was like, oh my God. Like, I can totally see that, because she kind of elements that vibe you're going for. Mm-hmm. And she's really big into that from the interviews that I've seen her take. And honestly, I'm obsessed with Nancy. I'm not going to lie. I'm obsessed. Because the energy, even when we had the FaceTime call yesterday, I was like, you are really super sweet, and the energy is there. And, like, you kind of feel people. Like, now that I'm kind of big into energy, you kind of see that, and you can feel it in a sense. So that's why I'm kind of sad that, well, we're going to talk about it right now. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that Nancy's kind of stepping away from Sacred Ocean Waters, and she has her reason. We'll get more into that. But I just wanted to ask more about, like, what got you into doing earrings? Like, I know it was spontaneous, but has it always been, like, a passion?
So for me, wearing jewelry is a statement, and also, like, a way of... It's kind of like a self-love practice.
Got it.
And I wanted to create earrings especially for people who like have no idea what crystals are or don't believe in crystals. Like, just by wearing them, they can feel and get into them.
Yes.
Like, for them to understand it from another perspective.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I totally love that. Like I'm saying, like, I got into it, I started doing my research and seeing people that I'd be like, oh, that's weird. Yeah. Like being like, oh, this is actually awesome. Like, I'm a fucking fanatic of crystals now, because they have meaning. I feel like you can't get into them if you have this negative perspective of them. Like, you have to go in there, like, with the understanding and, like, a different perspective. And that's why I was like, oh my God, I actually really like Nancy. Like, she kind of embodies that whole crystal energy healing element. So, with that being said, like, what are you going to plan on going to next?
I think... I still don't know.
Okay.
But I think everything that I've ever done, it lands in the like self-healing, self-love, and just healing in general, like through nourishment, or any type of growth. Like, I like to implement that, and if I was able to achieve a lot of good opportunities with Sacred Ocean Water that sprouted from very spontaneous place. What can I not do with something that I'm meant to do?
Yes.
So, like, you, like, impact people in bigger ways.
You just want to leave your mark on everybody that you meet.
Yeah.
Which is totally understandable. And I also feel like the whole point that I wanted to bring Nancy here was in the beginning for her business and talk about her business, but I want to still bring her on even though she's not doing Sacred Ocean Waters anymore, because I feel like people need to understand sometimes you are bigger than what you already created, and sometimes you are meant for more in life, and it's okay to step away from something big. Like, she had Janae and Nico wearing her earrings, and she's still willing to move on in life because, you know, shit happens in life, and it's okay to move on, and it's never the end of your journey. It's always a new beginning, and it's a new start, and it's a beautiful start. And I just feel like always put your mental health first before your business, before any job. I feel like any industry you're in, even if you're working under somebody or working for yourself, it is absolutely okay to start something new or stop something, because you might have had a good run and, you know, you're just ready to focus on your mental being and your soul and just figure out a new beginning for you. And I feel like that's where you're at right now in life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's okay. You also said something yesterday on our phone call that you were just like, people are like, why are you stopping?
Oh, yeah.
Like, just continue. You have all this success. But it's like, it's not even about that, you know?
Yeah. Of the couple people that I've mentioned it to, because I haven't publicly announced it, but I guess I am now.
Yes, this episode will be out next month, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, people are like, oh my God, like, don't, like.
Hold on, I apologize for the dogs if you guys can hear this.
It's okay.
Neighborhood dogs in the ghetto. Hashtag neighborhood dogs. And we're good. Sorry, babe.
So a lot of my friends that I have mentioned to them my decision, they can't believe it. They're like, you're doing really well. Like, why are you doing this? But also, like, I'm a big believer of not getting attached to things. So by letting go of Sacred Ocean Waters, although I saw a lot of growth, a lot of great opportunities, and I even found myself in places that I never imagined.
That's great, yeah.
These things would have never happened if I never made the initiation to
let go.
Yeah. And it's by letting go I create room for new opportunities.
Absolutely.
And this is just the beginning. So, you know, like, what can I not do more?
Yeah, no, I feel that. And also too, like, life is too short not to take risk, and I want everybody to know that. Like, if you want to start a business, start it. If you want to end a business, start a new one, start it. Like, don't care what anybody thinks. Like, it's not important. It doesn't bring any value in you. I feel like when you get people in your ear, like, you get that one bad taste, you're like,
yeah,
maybe I shouldn't leave my company, or maybe I shouldn't do this. And it's like, no, go do it. Like, I mean, what would you have for somebody who's, like, kind of in the same situation you are in?
The same situation. Well, first I want to mention, if, like, you want to do something that is from your heart, you just want to try it, just go ahead and do it, regardless of what the people around you say. Do things that you want to do. And then from letting go and moving into new things, I think it's really important to prioritize how you feel, and don't do things just because people around you are telling you otherwise, because it's really important to be authentic to yourself.
That's very well said, yes. I totally agree. Do you think you'll ever come back to Sacred Ocean Waters?
I think possibly. I think that there's room to come back. But if I do come back, I just want to, like, surprise everyone.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you want to, like, start new, like a whole different kind of, like, process or how you do things?
So Sacred Ocean Waters is en una lome, inspired, and that comes from Buddhism. And I want to leave that for people who are Asian to, I guess, share this part of their culture with the world, and then I want to focus on my own, like, ancestry. So I'm Mexican, and I've been in this path in my life where I'm just touching with my roots, and I want to do something for my community, you know, impact others like me.
And I can totally relate to that, and that's really beautiful. I was, like, really paying attention to this conversation. No, I totally feel that, and not a lot of people would say that.
Yeah, I know.
Fix your fucking brakes. It's not that expensive. Jesus Christ. Anyways, here on Pink Lemonade talking about relatable. No, yeah, I can totally feel that because a lot of people who are in business, I mean, not to get too much into detail to it, a lot of people do still some culture stuff. Yeah. You know, but they do it with ill intention. Yeah. Some people do it with some serious purpose because they believe in it, they love it, they understand it, you know, and they're preaching of it. But some people don't care because they're just trying to make money off of it. And the fact that you said that, a lot of businesses wouldn't. You know? A lot wouldn't. And I feel like that, for you to understand that concept, I feel like you're very knowledgeable of what you're doing and what you want to do. And us being Latinas, you know, I honestly want to do more for women because I feel like in this industry, in whatever industry you're in, just being a Latina, it's really hard. You know, we have to prove our point. And I'm Hispanic. My dad's Mexican. My mom's half. She's white and Mexican. And I don't speak Spanish fluently. So it's kind of hard for me because I feel like a lot of women can relate to me because we are looked down on some of our people, you know, like, why don't you speak Spanish, or why don't you do this, or it's easy to speak Spanish. It's like, you know, like, I don't feel like I'm in tune with my roots as much. So that you said that's something that I always wanted to understand, like, where I came from, you know, like, more of my dad's side. And it's okay to, like, appreciate your roots and look more into your history and understand who you are and embrace your culture because, you know, back then when I was younger, I used to get really bullied in elementary school for not speaking Spanish. Wow. Yeah, so I'm like, you know what, like, fuck speaking Spanish. I don't want to speak Spanish. Like, fuck that. Like, if I'm getting picked on, like, if I'm being brutally honest, I never really appreciate being a Latina. So now that I am, and I'm a little bit more older and I understand that background, I'm like, okay, I do want to get to know my roots. So I'm actually glad you said that because I want to help more people who are kind of similar thinking than I am or who've had my issue. And I actually hope you actually do something for, like, us more because it's important to shed light on your culture, you know, and other cultures as well. Like, get more informed about what's going on in the world and the people around you. But I do really appreciate that, honestly.
No, and I appreciate you having this podcast that, like, highlights, like, people of color, you know, in general. And that's what a lot of podcasts don't do. Like, it's kind of like, they just focus on it's a very, like, privileged space. Yes. And this, like, you just don't know how much creative people there is out there.
Absolutely. Especially in San Diego. That's why I started the podcast. I'm like, fuck LA. Why is all this people going to LA? Like, my roots are in San Diego. Like, we have so many creative people. And I was just talking to Zeke about this, like, how we don't have more platforms or more studios that curate to people who don't have that much money. And, you know, like, I want to be able to support people in this industry who have an artistic outlet, whether it's a voice or you're artistic or whatever it may be, a podcast, to have a safe space to share your business or whatever it is you do, or even if you have a passion that's about to come out. Like, Pink Lemonade Podcast is that place to do it. And I, especially for my culture and my people, like, I do want to represent us in San Diego because I feel like we are a main part of San Diego. Yeah. It's amazing, and I'm glad you said that. And to be completely honest, like, Sacred Ocean of Waters is big, and it's beautiful, and it's a beautiful concept, but I feel like you are more than just that.
Yeah. And one of my main things, too, is, although it is very, Buddhist-inspired, Eastern-inspired, I did do my part in teaching people about it, you know. I used to work in Asian restaurants. That's how I got really involved with, like, Eastern philosophy. But I feel like I'm at this point in my life where I want to leave that space for people, like, that are native to that, to really express that with people who don't know.
Oh yeah, I love that. It's good to teach people different cultures, even if you're not from that culture and you had the privilege of experiencing that, to shed some light on that. And that I do love. I feel like some people are kind of scared to shed light on that, like, oh, well, I'm not that kind of culture, so why am I going to talk about it? No, talk about it. Absolutely talk about it, you know, because not a lot of people are informed of different things. And I love how Sacred Ocean Waters is more than just earrings. Like, there's a concept behind it, and that's beautiful. You know, if you don't like crystals, go like crystals. You know, you might learn something from that journey or that process, and I'm so excited to see what you come up with, honestly. Thank you. I wanted to ask you one more question. When it comes with business and success, how do you handle that?
I think it's a very big learning experience, especially knowing who really is there for your growth and who's really there like, sadly, a lot of people are just there to kind of take away from you.
Tell me why that was one of my truth or shot questions. No, yeah, because I feel that way. Because, I mean, honestly, people are thirsty motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, it's embarrassing.
Yeah. Like, at first, I was like, oh my God, like, because I, as a person, like, anybody who comes in my life, I'm just like, wow, you're here for a purpose, you know? Yes. And I really, I've been in this, like, wavelength of really being mindful of who's around me, in the sense that there has to be mutual growth. You know, we have to learn something from each other. Yeah. But there is, like, a fine line when people are just there, like, for their own benefit. Yeah, for their own benefit. And
we see you all. Don't think we don't know.
Yeah, and I got really discouraged, honestly, because I was like, wow, are these really friends or business friends, or are they just there, like, for, I don't know,
leeching off your success, leeching off of your, I feel like people also leech off energy. Yeah. Not a lot of people talk about that. Like, me and Nancy, for example, be having this conversation on this podcast, and she could probably take my energy, be like, oh, I like that she did this, or she said that, and run with it, and kind of create it into her own. And we're not very observant to that kind of stuff, but I've noticed that with a couple people I've talked to. Really? And I'm like, wow, that's insane. Kind of like energy suckers, like fucking vampires. Sucking your energy. It's a thing. It really is. And it's a thing also, people just being in your circle to benefit off of what you're doing.
Yeah. I totally agree. And also, because, okay, I like how you mentioned about San Diego. There's a lot of creative people. And then there's people that are for, like, the creative scene, the artist scene. But you have to be really careful with, I know it's really exciting to be part of, like, whatever studio or what, or place. But a lot of, like, no shade, but a lot of them, like, take a lot of percentage from your art. Shade, girl. Yeah, like, can I shout out someone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I have the opportunity to meet Saturo from Ikigai. Ikigai is a store in Oceanside, and he does monthly markets, and he doesn't charge the vendors. Wow, like a fee, because usually they'll charge 40 to 60, you know, the prices go up. And he's really there for the community, and I'm just like, wow. And even for the artists, like the art he has in there, artists keep 100% of their profits.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and you know, you don't really see that. Like, everybody always wants 40%, 50%, and it really
hungry ass motherfuckers taking from people just because you have the money to, like, have that.
Yeah. And, like, I understand that places need to grow, but, you know, but I really believe in the concept of giving and receiving. Absolutely. You cannot be blessed if you keep taking away from people, whatever it is.
# don't be greedy. That's it. Simple. Yeah. God don't like that. God don't like ugly. And I just feel like you said, when you give back, you will receive. And when you put negative energy out there, you will receive negative energy. It's common decency, what me and Edgar talked about in the last podcast. It doesn't take a lot for you to send a smile out to somebody. It doesn't take a lot for you to say a nice comment. It takes a lot more to be negative, if anything, because, I don't know, like you said, like, some people charge a lot for, like, have vendors charge their vendors, and that's just insane.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it could be okay if there's, like, a lot of, if there's a lot of success from that, you know? Yes. Like, if they're like, okay, it's gonna be this much, but this is what I promise you that's gonna happen. You
because
know?
We attract that much revenue.
Yeah, but I got really discouraged by the community, but I'm not giving up. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're down, we could do our own pop-up in our own community. Oh, because that has been something that I've been wanting to do so badly, because I have a friend, shout out to Gabby from Gabby Liz LA. She sells jewelry as well, and she has just been so supportive, and she does her own pop-up shops and brings a lot of people that she meets on social media. And it's truly amazing just to see women get together supporting other women in whatever concept they have, whatever business concept they have. So I've always wanted to do something and Sherman, because, you know, Logan has all the cool stuff. But we all forget about Sherman Heights, Grand Hill Park. But I want to do something there, too, and, like, just do, like, a good, like, little, you know, little festival or whatever, and bring, like, food and, like, cool stuff, you know, cool merchandise. So if you're ever down for that, speaking into existence, I'm manifesting, you know.
I would totally be open to that.
Yeah, we can even bring Arturo, and shout out to you, Arturo, because it's hard out there. So for you supporting people like that, it's truly amazing.
Yeah. I like kind of like at the beginning of, well, like the end of Sacred Ocean Waters, I met this really cool lady. I forgot her name, but shout out. So she has like a big house in Vista, like with a lot of acres, and she offered me if I ever wanted to do an event there that I could do it in her house. It would be like a private kind of thing. And then I was like, you know, just by how everything had been going, I was like, oh, how much are you charging, you know? Mm-hmm. And she was like, I don't charge. Like, this is for the community. So beautiful. So, yeah, I also want to say, like, it's very, I hope people are inspired to know that there's people that are actually here for the community. Yes. That they're here for the artists, for creators of all kinds. And they really want to see the community grow.
Yeah, we want to see our community win and grow, and, you know, there's, like we said, there's so many talented people in San Diego, and, like, I feel like a lot of people get shut down because they don't have the money or the opportunity, and it's so sad to see, and that's why I'm trying to grow Pink Lemonade as much as I can, because I want to be able to create Pink Lemonade Productions and really grow and help individuals, you know, of color, and you white people too, I love you. I'm half white too, so I just want to help everybody who has a vision. Yeah. Because I feel like it's not even about money and success. It's about having that vision and running with it. And I love that. You know, everybody has a story to tell. Everybody's been through something, and I think that in general says a lot. Yeah. And we are gonna take a break, and we are gonna come back with Truth or Shot. Tell them say less, no comment. And we only here for the commas. Pull up and how about we slide and load it away on beside. These niggas be lying. Alright guys, we are back. We are gonna play Truth or Shot, but before we get into that, Nancy just wanted to touch on a few more things, so I'm gonna let her have that moment.
Okay, so I just wanted to touch a little bit about cultural appropriation. The reason of me stepping away, I mentioned that I wanted to give that space to people, like Asian people who grew up in the philosophy of like Buddhism, to give them that space to offer it to people, and because unfortunately it's kind of interesting that a lot of people, like for example here in America, a lot of people practice like yoga, you know, Buddhism and all these things. However, people who are native over there, they don't get that privilege to uncover their own roots because they're so busy working, or they grew up very differently, like a very fast-paced world, you know, like where they had to work. So for me, I think it's I got really inspired by Hamza, who encouraged people to consume herbs native to their land, and that's one really great way to connect with your own roots. Okay. So I'm kind of leaning more into like herbalism, as I always have been, but maybe I don't know if like I'll be offering it. I just really want to learn a lot from my own culture.
That's amazing. I have a girl crush on Nancy, guys. Like, I swear to God. Girl crush. But we are going to go into Truth or Shot. To be honest, I only wrote one question down because I fell asleep last night because I was so tired. So I'm going to kind of like freehand this. But my first question is, have you ever had someone use you because they see where you're at in life? Kind of like we talked about in the beginning.
Yeah.
Is it a handful of people or like?
I mean, I feel like there's two kinds. I feel like there's people that really want, like, they want to be your friend, and they're genuinely your friend. Mm-hmm. But I think, like, along the way of whatever the friendship is, it kind of seems like they're just friends with you for what you have to offer. And the moment that you don't offer that no more, you know, like, they are like, they step away. But it shows you who they really are as a person.
And we see y'all. I'll keep saying it. We know who the fuck you guys are.
And then I feel that there's other kind that you've known from the beginning that's what they're about. You guys
are the worst. You guys are the worst. You're there from the beginning, and then the end you show your true colors. Y'all are master manipulators. There are some people out there that I'm like, God damn. Like, it's like sleeping with the enemy nowadays. Like, I cannot stand it. But yes, continue. Sorry.
No, but yeah. Sorry, what was your question? Oh,
God damn, Nancy, I'm the drunk one. Why did you, Marie? Got a good ass buzz right now. Like, just to clarify, we were filming at 10 a.m. and me and Edgar got Mickey's, Jameson. We were supposed to drink wine, but a bitch was not trying to open that shit right now. And to answer your question, it was, or to have the question, it was, have you ever been used by someone?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I just wanted to remember what we were talking about.
I'm dead. But yeah. So, now Nancy's going to ask me the next question.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Are you ready?
Not really, because Edgar like really gave it to me.
Well, because I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna go with very personal questions. I have to be ready. Okay, so my first question is, I was like, when's the last time you hurt someone emotionally?
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Shout out to you, friend. Actually, this is a funny story.
Friend or friend?
He was a child, like a good friend. Like, we've known each other since middle school. So I rejected him twice, but for personal reasons. I just did not want a relationship, and half the time I wasn't in a relationship my whole life. So it's recently, the last time we hung out, he got really mad because I didn't want to have sex.
Oh, he cannot get mad for that.
Yeah, and then mad that I didn't know what I want or something, and I had work that morning, so I didn't reply to a text. And he blocked me off every social media platform. Like, I'm talking about 8 years worth of friendship. And so petty that he unsubscribed to Pink Lemonade on YouTube. Who has time for that?
Can you see who unsubscribed?
Oh, I knew, because we were at like 69. I knew it. I fucking, you kind of put two and two together, and I'm like, you gotta be real paid to unsubscribe to Pink Lemonade. Like, you must be really hurt. 3 times the charm, babe. Mm-hmm.
But reminder that when you say no, it's no, and if they get mad, that's their problem.
Yes, hold on. Someone decides to do yard work. Something. It is always interesting on South Look Avenue. I swear to God.
It's fine. This is the reality.
This is the reality. This is why I say relatable ass conversations with relatable ass people. Relatable ass neighbors. And we're done. Let's see what he has to do next. But yes,
yeah. Like, I know a lot of men get upset when you say no, or it may lead to that, but you say no, they get angry. But I think it's like an insecurity problem, honestly.
Yeah. He was just talking about gaining confidence, and I killed that shit. And I'm happy I killed that shit. Yeah. Sorry, babe, I keep hitting you on the table.
No, you're okay.
But I need to do another episode on guys, on like rejection, because there's women who get killed off of rejection. It's insane, but we'll save that for another episode. So I gotta come up with the next question for you. So let's see. Have you ever, I'm going to use Edgar's question. Have you ever had a one-night stand?
I mean, yeah. Have we not?
Oh, you asked her?
Yeah, I mean.
How was that experience? Like, do you just, like, call yourself an Uber and, like, bounce? I just want to know details.
I mean, it depends. I don't know. So
I feel like our generation of women are fucking different now. I feel like we have men mentality now.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad
thing. Just ride that dick, call your own self an Uber, and bounce. Go to fucking Denny's yourself, Uber Eats. We're great. We're great now. We're in our element. We're in our prime. I feel like women are truly winning.
Yeah, I agree.
Love it.
Yeah. So, I don't know what to say.
So one night stand. Nancy had a one night stand. But you one night stand that person. Just to clarify. Because we those bitches.
But I feel like everybody does it, right?
It's more of a guy.
She doesn't want to say she has.
I don't want to look like a shady person. But no, well, not a shady person. I just like don't want to have that rep. Because I already have a bad reputation of being a dick. But honestly, no. Like, I feel like it's more easier for guys to be like, oh shit. To be like, I had a one night stand.
Yeah.
You know? And then for girls, like, no. Because they have that stigma that men projected us on women. You know, like, oh no, she wanted to cuddle, or she wanted to stay, or you know what I mean? It's like, no, I call that Uber, bitch. Like, I'm leaving. Like, no man gotta call me an Uber. Like, I don't know, it's weird. So that's why I didn't answer last time. But now to admit it, yes, I had one night stand. Crazy.
Okay.
Is there anything else? Oh yeah, your question.
Okay, mine are very personal. I'm
no,
sorry.
I love it. No, I love it.
Okay.
Ask away.
What's a repeating cycle that keeps happening that you haven't learned from?
Oh my fucking god. Can you say it again so I can like digest this? Nancy came in with fire. Dude, why is it that two of our guests came in with fire today?
Well, because yesterday you were like, oh, can I ask you anything? And I was like, oh my god.
Okay, I love it.
Okay, what's a repeating cycle that keeps happening in your life that you haven't learned from?
My childhood trauma. I have this. I'm actually gonna touch on this on another. Oh my god, I keep dropping the mic. I'm gonna actually touch on this with somebody next future episodes, but oh damn, Nancy, fuck you and your questions right now. I have a problem with accepting men. I don't trust men, and that stems from my dad. Don't trust my dad. Yeah,
same.
I don't trust my dad. I have some childhood trauma. He's a great man now, but from what I've seen growing up, I don't trust men.
Just took a few decades.
Yes, you know, like my whole life up until last year. No, so when I get in relationships, I'm such a dick. I come off as such a bitch. And, like, inside I just want to be hugged, but I don't want you to hug me. So, with that being said, yes, I don't break that vicious cycle of, like, trusting people. But it can also be with friendships, too.
Yeah.
I like to be alone. I prefer to be alone. I don't like having a lot of friends. I don't really like that kind of shit. So, one cycle I would like to break is not trusting. Well, start trusting people. Yeah, start trusting people. There it is coming out. No, I want to start trusting people because I just feel like, yes, it's an ugly world sometimes, but there are some very good people out there. And I feel like I just shut everybody down. And then it's one of the reasons why I'm single is because I don't give anybody the benefit of doubt.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing that I do want to change because it's a vicious cycle that I'm seeing. And your girl's about to be 25. I need a ring on my finger.
Well, you know what? I would probably have the same answer if I answered my own question.
Really?
Because, yeah, I was just talking to a friend recently. Like, I've noticed that I'm really aggressive with men. Like.
Don't you dare put a caption saying why I'm saying aggressive. I swear to God.
Like, you know, aggressive in the sense that, like, I'm a bitch, too.
But it's not like a bad bitch. It's just like you're protecting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's probably the Hispanic community, honestly. Like, the
Hispanic
girls,
fathers?
Yeah. Like,
Y'all owe us a lot of money in therapy. That's all I'm going to say.
I feel like they make you not trust them. Yeah. They're liars, they're manipulators, and they hurt our mom's feelings.
If that ain't the tea, bitch, Nancy, you're actually coming back for this another episode. We should have 2 more people on as like a little threesome.
You know, I haven't met her in person.
You have not met Jasmine in person? Oh my god,
Yeah.
you're gonna love Jasmine. She's amazing. She is the most purest soul. Like, if anybody yelled at her, I would probably be locked up in jail right now.
Yeah.
Like, I would literally beat the fuck out of somebody for Jasmine because she is so sweet. But you know what? I love that you said it, and I love that you related to that because I feel like a lot of Hispanic women can totally understand that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we have to be strong and cater to the man. And it's not like that at all. And with that being said, this is Pink Lemonade. I'm your host, Yesenia Marie, and this is a podcast where you hear relatable ass conversations with relatable ass people. I'm very drunk. I am not gonna lie. Your girl has not had breakfast, and it is 12:03, and we've been doing this since what, 9:40? Yeah, we have. Nice. Anyways, thank you, Nancy, for coming in.
Cheers. Oh, wait. I have something for you. Hold up.
Oh my god, what? Oh my god, is it a gift?
Yeah.
Is it free? I love it.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I've been dropping my mic all day. It seeks. Also, guys, while Nancy's getting that gift, if you didn't know, I have an awesome videographer who is like literally part of Pink Lemonade Productions. We're manifesting this. And we'll be listing all his contact information below if you want someone to take pictures or videographer or just a lifetime friend. He's a great therapist too. You know, he listens to our bullshit.
He made the space feel very comfortable. Thank you, Zeke.
Shout out to Zeke.
Yeah, because I came here very nervous. I was like, oh my god.
We're all cool here.
Yeah, okay. So it's really small, but I think you'll like it. And I was like, I should make her some earrings, but then I was like,
oh, I dropped my mic.
I just moved, so I was like, all my things are kind of not everywhere.
So excited.
I think you took it out. Did you?
No.
Oh.
What is this?
Okay, so you can open it.
Okay, cool. Thank God. Oh, before anybody comes for me in the comments, yes, all my nails are gone. Fuck off. They're press-ons. I was trying to look good for the gram or my podcast. Ooh.
So it's a matte lipstick from 100% pure. It's made out of plants. Mm-hmm. It's plants. So it's like...
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's called truffle. And your girl loves truffle.
Yeah.
Truffle fries are my jam. Oh my God. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, of course.
I love
I was looking at your feed. I was like, okay, what shade should I get her?
No, this is a great shade. Actually, I don't have this shade.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, this is really pretty.
Yeah.
Because I'm like usually a nude girl and I'll do like a pop of pink every now and then. But this is awesome. Y'all see? Next time you come on the fucking episode, bring a bitch something. Damn. Nobody brings me shit. Except for Edgar. He brought me Mickey's. That's why I'm lit. I love that. But yes, you guys, all Nancy's information will be listed below. Make sure to subscribe to Pink Lemonade. Check out Nancy. Still check out her progress in life because she's a beautiful soul and I really do appreciate her. You might be seeing her on future episodes. Like I said, everything will be listed below in the description bar. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Pink Lemonade. We're out.
Tell them say less, no comment. And we only here for the commas. Pull up and how about we slide? Loaded away on the side. These niggas be lying.